Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and I'm at my piano today because this week I've been looking at Ludovico Einaudi's process. He's I guess you'd have to call him a pop pianist, but it's instrumental music. He takes pop chord progressions and kind of puts them through the ringer of a classical instrumental form. Well, I want to break down sort of my recreation of an Einaudi approach to a simple pop chord progression. I think it's interesting. Let's take a look. We've talked about instrumental form recently. It's the way you play chords. Chords can be played as blocks, as alternating patterns, or as arpeggios. Einaudi uses all of those, but I think by far the one that he uses the most frequently is the arpeggio or the figured arpeggio, where a little turn or an alternating note creates a little more interest. Let's take a look at just some basics and then kind of expand outwards from there. Now, as I said, it's about pop chord progression. So here's my pop chord progression, and I'll play it as if I'm accompanying a pop singer. It's A minor, F, C, G. And honestly, a very fun kind of progression to top line over. I'm playing block chords and roots. One thing I really like to do when I'm playing this style is put my right hand in essentially the shape of an octave. I might wind up doubling notes as a result, and you can see this here. I've got the third, fifth, root, and then the third again on the top. Well, if I'm going to play that as an arpeggio, I could just kind of go down and up. And what Einaudi does so brilliantly is he'll put a little turn or figuration in it. Let's make the easiest possible figuration. I'll change the top note, alternating it. So it's lovely. Here's my left hand. I'm going to play A, E, B. So for a little juice, the B appears in the right hand and it appears in the left. That's my basic instrumental form. Just like in Bach's Prelude number 1 in C, the one that sounds like this. Once I establish the pattern, I'm going to stick with the pattern as I adjust to new chords. So here's my first chord, basically as a block. It's A minor, and then it comes down like this. My next chord is F, and a very easy transition from A minor to F is just to do that. I move the E up to F. So I go from to. I'm going to bring the B in there as well. What should I do in the left hand? Well, we were doing this A. Let's go ahead and do an F like this. The F is in the middle now. The A is the third. So this is an F chord with its third in the bass. An F chord with its third, the A, in the bass. It's really quite lovely. A minor. And then I guess probably the next chord we said was C. I'm going to do my C like this with a G in the bass, G, E, G, and of course my C could be here. My next chord is G, and I can do my G here with the third in the bass. Let's recap that, play it all the way through. So, A minor, F, C, G, let's try playing the whole thing and see how it goes for us. Now, one thing is definitely true is Einaudi likes to use soft pedal and a lot of reverb. I've been treating the piano with a little bit of reverb. Maybe we'll boost that for this playthrough. And also, we should put the piano on an iceberg and float it along, right? So here we go. That perseverating, exciting, really, instrumental form repeating again and again creates a sense of momentum, a kind of a tension. Will it stop? Can the pianist keep going? It's exciting. It's a little impressive sounding, isn't it? And yet I have to say, it's not terribly hard to do. I'm playing really gently and lightly. The hand just kind of rocks from side to side. It's not that kind of big a deal for a pianist once you get it going. What's hard about it, and I'll say this, I guess, because if you're going to try something like this on piano, you got to be kind of conscious of it, is the open hand that is either doing an octave, like these kinds of things, or sometimes even a ninth, is essentially doing a kind of a lateral side-to-side adjustment. As I go down the A minor chord, I'm thinking about a slight motion in the wrist. My teacher called it lateral adjustment, side to side. When I teach this to people with smaller hands than mine, that lateral adjustment sometimes has to be quite large. In the left hand, the same thing is true, although since I'm only using 3 fingers and 3 notes, it's kind of very clear, and you can pivot off that middle finger. I usually use my index finger, but depending on the chord, it could be my middle finger as well. These kinds of voicings where a fifth or something like a ninth or an octave with a fifth in the middle, coupled with a full block chord in the right hand, is a very full, beautiful sound that really the piano excels at. It can be a very exciting sound on piano. Well, Einaudi is essentially a pop pianist. It's classical instrumental forms with pop chords. It can be very fun to play. It's entertaining for your friends, and is not, I guess, probably a bad way to approach, say, creating a backing track for a top liner as well. It's a little busy. Like if I played that behind a vocalist, they'd probably say, can you just pull it back a little bit there, cowboy? But for solo instrumental forms, it's a great approach. Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos. I'll see you next time.